Hey guys, it's Chris from the Ultimate Recycler and welcome back to the farm for 2024. It's the middle of January. It's about the 12th, is it the 12th? No, 13th, 14th, no, middle of January will do. It's actually not looking too bad around here for the middle of summer. It's summer in Australia, and usually January on the farm, it can resemble a desert. It can be like a dust bowl. But we've had a lot of summer storms this year. In fact, it's been a really weird year for heavy rainfall, normally when we don't have any rain. So we're back at the farm. We're going to continue the cleanup. I forget what episode we're up to. You'll have to look at the title. And I've just arrived here this morning. Mum's still living here, but settlement on her house in Nagambie is the end of January, so not far away. She won't be moving straight away. We've still got a lot of stuff to sort out, and this cleanup will continue throughout the year. So we've got to make some decisions on some stuff now. Now that it's getting close to time for Mum to move, we do have to start, drawing the curtain closed on some things. It's probably time now to move the chooks on to another owner. There's a lady in town that's been very helpful and a friend of the family, and she was going to take the chooks, which is great. Mum may indeed get chooks down the track. She has a big enough yard too in her new house, but that all just depends on how things settle down. I've got to get rid of some bigger machinery now that we've moved into 2024. Things like the tractors, the ride-on mowers at some stage, or they will need to keep the yard neat for a while. There's a utility vehicle in there. There's a couple of trailers. The caravan behind me, it's a 70s era caravan. I was going to put it on eBay, but we think we might even take it across to Nagambie because it will provide a good storage room for moving boxes into. We can always sell that down the track. So there's a lot of stuff to sort out now. This trip, I'm going to try and put a few things on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, and just get rid of them quickly. There's some 44-gallon drums. We have a few left that we didn't get rid of last year. I've got a guy coming to pick them up, I think Wednesday. I'm also going to make sure I take enough stuff back in the van to, every trip has to count now. It's for those of you that don't know, it's 4 hours or nearly 4 hours from my home to come across to the farm here. And just reiterating, the property has sold, and we've got this year to clean it up. We lost Dad back in late November, so we've got through all the memorials and everything, and now it's time to knuckle down and actually get some work done. Let's have a quick look around the yard. You can see with all the rain we've had, it's really promoted some weed growth around here. It certainly never looks this green in summer. It's just really bizarre. The Fergie tractor here, a friend of my son's may be interested in. We're going to sell it. I do have to put the bonnet back on it. You may remember we had the fuel tank fixed up, and that's been great. We have a lot of stuff in this shed to clean out, and I'm going to do some photos of stuff in here just today. There's a metal sort of a tank stand type frame there that I'll just put on Facebook, and we'll see if we can get rid of that quickly. I do have some other freezer bodies to move on, but they can go to the transfer station as scrap metal. The binder here, I do have a guy that wants it. He's from up in New South Wales, and he was planning to come down pretty soon, but unfortunately he's in hospital at the moment, and he had a vehicle accident, and he's going to be a couple of months down the track. He's got broken vertebrae and a few other issues, so that's not ideal, but hopefully he gets through that fine. I'm going to sell this old hopper. It's not required anymore, so particularly given that if it's nearly time to move the chooks on, or the chickens for some of you, it means a lot of this stuff can go, because we won't need to keep grain here anymore for them. And we need to get into the rubble in the back of this shed because it hasn't been really gone through. There's a couple more milk crates. I didn't know they were there. We'll use those in the shed. The workshop also needs more cleaning up, of course. Here come the chooks. Every time I clean up around here, they're right behind me because they find basically a free lunch, hey? No such thing as a free lunch. There is if you're a chicken. So a lot of stuff to sort out here. What's in this cage? I think Mum has had chickens in here over the years. Nothing in there at the moment. So those sort of things we should be able to get rid of. They're not much money at all. Some of them will just be freebies, just giveaways. But we do need to start emptying the sheds. There's a nice little hopper there. That will sell quite well. Probably the sort of hopper you would have, it looks like it's got chaff in it. It's a sort of hopper you would have had in an old general store, so that's probably a $50 piece there. So we'll be taking back to the shop what we can sell, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm just going to palm off here as cheap as I can, or even for free, just to clean up the place. And hopefully it gets neater and neater every trip. I do have to finish sorting out all that steel pipe. Some of it is quite saleable, there's some good straight lengths there, so I'll try and get through that. It's fairly warm today, but the forecast isn't too bad for this week. Mum did order another load of wood because the kitchen stove powers the hot water service, so we do need to keep the kitchen stove going, and that's nice small timber to go in the stove. The block splitter there belongs to Ross, who's bought the place. Now I will have to sell the Chamberlain tractor, so we'll be looking at doing a bit of research on that. I've got a bit of an idea that it's going to be worth about $8,000 to $10,000. It's quite an older model, but it's been a good tractor and it still goes well. It's getting a bit rough around the edges, as things do as they age, but that's probably the next major sale. We will also be selling the Falcon Ute, and that's in great condition. I think Dad spent about $8,000 on it last year getting it all fixed up, so probably not worth a lot more than that actually, but we'll do some research on that. It hasn't been driven since I was last home, so it's just been sitting in the shed. A bit of stuff in this shed that belongs to Ross, so we don't have to worry about that. The tyres will have to go to the transfer station, so I'll probably leave those till the last minute. And the trailer will be selling, oh well actually it might end up over at Ngambie or Euroa. One family member might have a use for that. So there's not much around this part of the yard. We've done a lot of work here over the last 12 months. There's still a bit of stuff in the shearing shed I need to sort out. Of course the workshop still has stuff in it, and then all Mum's other sheds do have a lot of stuff, and of course the house is pretty well still untouched. So we did take those encyclopedias back last time, you may have seen, and managed to give them away. Yes, gave them away. No one wants to buy encyclopedias anymore. 1960s Encyclopedia Britannicas. I did actually sell the yearbooks though. I was getting $5 each for the yearbooks, so that was pretty cool. At least we got some return. A lot of stuff in the carport here is really just, it's kind of a bit of a staging area. There's drums of scrap that I will take back to Ngambie at some stage. And there's going to be some stuff for a bit of a bonfire, just old cupboards and things that aren't of any real value, mostly chipboard. So we'll make a spot in the paddock somewhere out of the road, and in the cooler months we'll burn that. The fridge can go to the transfer station for scrap metal. And over this side we haven't really made any inroads into this shed of Mum's. I've sorted out a bit of stuff in some of the cupboards here, and these wardrobes we'll try and give away, and if we can't, well, they'll probably go on the bonfire as well. An uncle, Mum's brother, wants the pool table, which is great. I'm happy that that's going and it's staying in the family. And I think Mum is also giving away the nice cabinet here on the wall to some rock club friends of hers, so that's cool. It's good that stuff can be sort of palmed off to family and friends. It's not about the money, it's about cleaning up, and if something's going to be loved, and you know, they can come and pick it up, which pleases me enormously. That cupboard on the end there is just a chipboard one. That'll probably be a bonfire one, but we have to pack up a lot of these rocks, of course. And there's a lot of other old cupboards in here that really don't have much commercial value at all. But of course we need to empty them first. The workshop's getting more and more empty. There's still a lot of stuff spread around here because I've been sorting things out. But there is gradually getting more space in here. I might take a photo of that old safe and try and put that on Facebook Marketplace. I'd rather not have to move that myself. If someone can come out and maybe winch it onto a trailer, that's great. The rest of the stuff, well, it's pretty well all attached, so that can all stay in the shed here for Ross. And I was working on this cupboard last time I was home, and there's not much left in that, so we're getting on top of that. The rock cutting saw that I've featured in a video once before, I'm actually going to take that back to my place and I'll set it up. And I've talked about the old bottles, cutting the broken tops off the cod bottles. I think that's what I'm going to use that for. I haven't tackled this wall at all, so there's a lot of smalls and sundries and shed bits and pieces in there. But basically all those shelves and everything will stay here, so it's really just a matter of boxing up the smalls. little bit of stuff left up in the rafters, but I pretty well got that done last time I was home. So yeah, the workshop still looks like there's a lot of stuff in here, but I think I've broken its back. And we'll leave all the spanners and everyday tools here in case I need them until right at the end. Now there's another room through that door over there. I can't get through here from this side. We'll go and have a look around there. When I was a teenager, I used to dabble in electronics. I used to build things, and you've seen me repair things now. Well, that interest started way back in my teenage years, and this was my workshop at the time. But however, since then, Mum has taken it over and she's stored a lot of stuff in here. Not a lot to clean out really. There's mostly just empty boxes and stuff that's easy to process. There's some paperwork in tubs, and there's a couple of fridges and freezers in here. So this needs to be done as well. There's the door through to the other shed where we just were. Mum has a lot of fridges and freezers, so we're going to have to work out. We'll probably take them all across to Nagambie, and then we can sell what we don't want from there. That's probably a saleable sort of vintage 1970s kitchen unit there. I don't think that's burnable. Well, I don't think that's destined for the bonfire. I think that's maybe got some value. This little utility cupboard's quite a nice one. What's in here? Let's have a peek. Yeah, just stuff. Lots of stuff. Kitchen appliances and... Yep, well, we've got a lot of packing up to do, haven't we? While we're looking in cupboards, what's in this one? Oh look, here's the emergency food supply for when there's an apocalypse. Tinned fruit, crushed tomatoes. So, yep, well, that won't take much to clean out. And that's a good handy sized cupboard too, that one. Another spot we have to clean out or finish cleaning up is in the shipping container. There was a lot of stuff stored in here over the years, and I've managed to thin it out quite a lot. We got rid of a lot of those old mattresses, you'll remember, a few episodes back. So now we just have a few timber bases and just some basic timber racking with various things. I think some of these are even just empty boxes, so that won't take long to clean up. And it's a 40-foot long container, this one, so it holds a fair bit. We might try and sell those big long cupboard unit there. It's got a sink in it as well. But we need to clean up all the smalls. There's a CRT TV and a video player I'll take home. There's an old cast iron framed bed there with a mattress on it, a suitcase underneath. It looks like a 70s era school table there. So a bit of stuff to sort out, but it'd be nice to get this shed or this container completely done. You know how I like to tick off areas and say, yep, that's finished. It just makes the job more manageable, I think, when you do a complete area at a time rather than just cherry pick everywhere. But it's been a bit of a juggle. We do have to be practical, and because I'm only over here for like 3 days at a time, sometimes you've just got to cherry pick and get enough for a load to the tip or something like that, or you know, enough scrap metal to take out to the transfer station. But yeah, we're making pretty good progress. I think at this stage I might go and round up any other drums. Seeing so I've got a guy coming tomorrow to pick up drums. He's going to pay $5 each for them. And I notice there's a few more around the garden here that were used for compost. And obviously we can scrap all those plans now because Mum won't be here for the compost to mature as such. So we can probably just tip these over. It'll create good soil eventually, but they might be handy for tree guards in the meantime. Oh, there's a few of them here. Yep, I better round up all these things so we've got a buyer for them. So I've just found about another half a dozen drums just scattered around the garden. So I'm going to round all those up first. I'll ring this guy back and hopefully he can come up and pick up a big load of them. Not that it's much money, but it's just cleaning up again. So I'm standing just outside the farmhouse. You can see we've got two great big palm trees here. They've been here, well, they were here when we were kids and we used to swing off the branches, but the branches have got a lot higher now, so I guess I must be a fair bit older. We'll call this video finished. It was just really a walk around and a catch up because we haven't done a farm video for a while. It's Monday afternoon. I'm here till Thursday morning. I'll no doubt get at least one more video up of the Great Farm cleanup while I'm here. So tune in for that one. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next one. Bye for now.